West News Magazine. Hey guys, good morning. Happy Tuesday, June 3rd, ready to rock and roll 2025. Our time is 6:04 in the morning. Glad you guys are with us for our second day here. Pro Joe alongside today. Pro Joe hasn't got much sleep when you do something like this.
Yeah.
A lot of tech to do. How you doing, my friend Pro Joe?
Doing good. Pretty exhausted.
Like to introduce you to the audience as well, as I'm putting some other things together, as we like to do. As we're always putting the show stuff up to the minute, especially when you have the daybreak hour. Like to watch the sunrise in the summer. It's a little cold in the winter. Glad you guys are with us once again. We are grateful to be here. Arch City Now and Vic Faust. Pro Joe in the house as well. Hope your day is starting off well if you're with us this morning. As always, we'd like to give you reminders. Here's where we are. You can watch us on YouTube right now. You can watch us YouTube at Arch City Now. Once again, you go to YouTube, it's at Arch City Now. You can comment and join the show from YouTube. You can watch us at Arch City Now. And of course, we'll say it about 1,000 times today to make sure everything is going on there. Okay. Also, the DRC says, good morning. Hey, Tanya, happy Tuesday to you. Glad to see you guys jumping in today. You can also catch us on YouTube at InfoLou on YouTube. Those two spots you can watch us. And of course, all of you listening on the AM side, you already know where you're going from that standpoint. Social media. Here's the deal. People were asking me about Facebook yesterday, and I trust our handyman, Pro Joe. We have to wait to stream on Facebook. There's a lot of people that get used to watching streaming on Facebook, and that's fine. We're going to get to that. That'll happen. But Joe, if you can explain it, what we have now is a situation. A light just popped.
Yeah.
Pop goes the weasel and the weasel goes pop. That's exactly what happened. So what's happening with that, Joe?
Yeah. For some reason, when you sign up for a new page on Facebook, it makes you wait 60 days before you can live stream.
Come on, Zuckerberg.
Right.
What the hell? What's up with that?
60 days. Everybody else, it's almost immediate or 24 hours. 60 days for Facebook.
Well, that's a bummer.
Yeah, huge.
So you can also watch us today. You can also watch us streaming. I'm looking for us. You guys can also watch us live. We're streaming on X at Arch City Now as well. I go to our Arch City page, my friend, and let me see if I see us. I'm trying to find us first of all. Oh, yep, there we are. There we are. Appreciate it. We had a big audience on X yesterday, which surprised us a little bit. I don't think we didn't even promote it. I wasn't even posting
that
on
was
X yesterday. So we're great. What's going on with this 24/7 podcast network is something special. And I think people are starting to learn a little bit about it.
yeah. It's definitely great.
Definitely great, dude. Yeah.
Sorry, 2.5 hours, man.
You're happier today.
Yeah.
You got your meds last
I
night,
did
didn't you?
get my meds last night.
From the chat line, DRC says Facebook is a whole thing. What I know, 60 days, it just doesn't seem right to me, but whatever. It is what it is. We're grateful with you guys today. We want to make sure everybody can watch us. And if you have any questions, of course, just check in. Yeah, the stream is running on X. You can watch us on YouTube. And once again, we're grateful that you guys are with us. Okay, coming up on the show today, working backwards to forward, 7:30, we'll be joined by Bill Eigel. People, if you don't know Bill Eigel, he is running for St. Charles County Executive. He had a surprise showing in the gubernatorial election. Surprise, in my humble opinion, because he had such a strong showing, finished second behind Governor Mike Keogh in the state of Missouri. Very popular. He's very controversial. And at the same point in time, he would tell you he's not. He's common sense. He's going to join us today live at 7:30 because there is a situation going on that's brewing at the state. And this is so fun. And I can't wait to talk about this because it pits St. Louis versus Kansas City sports fans, Chiefs, Royals, and St. Louis. Okay, I told you guys yesterday. Look, I don't dislike the Chiefs. I don't dislike the Royals, but I'm not a fan of them. I'm a St. Louis guy. I'm an old school guy. When I say old school, it's St. Louis Football Cardinals. That was my team. If you have your team, go. Chiefs, you have been amazing. Let your owner, who on one side says he's a billionaire, pay for his damn new stadium. And for the Royals. But what's happening is, and it's Mike Keogh is between a rock and a hard place on this one. And we're going to break that down with Bill Eigel. Should St. Louis tax money, the rest of the state tax money, go to build or go towards building the Chiefs and Royals a new stadium? The state of Kansas has given them a massive deal. I mean, it's like paying for like 70% of the stadium with lottery money, other tax money, alcohol tax money. I mean, they really they put it up there, but they said they're only giving them until June 30th to make a decision. They're on the clock. So Mike Keogh called a special session to talk about this and deal with this. So that was a big topic yesterday. We're going to get into that at 7:30. Should Missouri state tax dollars go towards paying these stadiums when the government, our state government, says that it's bringing in, I don't know, $500 million a year to have the Chiefs in Missouri, not Kansas. Kansas City, Missouri, not Kansas City, Kansas. I'll tell you where I stand on that. No. And if the Rams needed money, if they were back in town, or if we had that, no, you pay for it yourself. Do not use state tax dollars. But a lot of people would say, Vic, you're stupid. You're not looking at the economic impact that this would have. Whatever the case, that's going to come up at 7:30. Okay, we'll get into that. Joe, do you even care? No, you had your meds last night. It's all good, dude. A happy Joe is a good, happy show.
Oh, God.
Glad you're with us today, guys. So we'll get into that coming up. Cards tonight, they're back in action. I think they'll get it in. I was looking at the forecast, putting on my meteorology cap. Cardinals get ready to host a 9-game homestand. And it's such a damn shame that the weather looks like crap. It does. I mean, it looks like crap through like Monday or Tuesday of next week. Literally looking at the map. Oh, Saturday. Yeah, Saturday. Maybe some sunshine. Because the Cardinals have 9 games. Starting, it's ironic the timing of this. We're talking about the Royals right now. The Royals are in Kansas, are in St. Louis. So they begin a 3-game series, or what's supposed to be a 3-game series tonight. Looks like they'll be able to get that game in. Followed by the Dodgers who are looking to be one of the best teams in Major League Baseball, and then the Blue Jays. So 9 games coming home. Cardinals doing pretty well. 7 games over 500, 4 games out, first place. And you were hoping some fans would come back. I talked about this yesterday, but the weather's not going to be that great. So we'll see if St. Louis Cardinal fan shows back up to support the Birds. From a sports standpoint, too, I know it's only Tuesday, but looking ahead, promoting, because that's what we do here in St. Louis. This show is about St. Louis, as we told you, all things St. Louis. You guys tell us what you want to talk about in every nook and cranny of this area, in every county. And yes, that includes you, East Side. East Side, my former home where I went to high school, Altoff Catholic. That's right, East Side. Bell Vegas. You guys are all out in the show as well. So let us know what's happening in your neck of the woods. But I'm a big Battlehawks fan. I like it. I go to games. I've gone to games. I just love the fact that they're in town. Okay, they're playing a semifinal game in the championship at the Dome Sunday night at 5 o'clock. If you haven't got your tickets yet, you can go ahead and check that out. It's a pretty damn good product when it comes to football. They'll be taking on the DC Defenders, a team I'm not a big fan of. However, the attendance needs to be so high and that place needs to be so loud that even if this league doesn't make it somehow, some way moving forward, I'm afraid. I'm sorry. I'm afraid that it's not going to make it because of the attendance in some of the other cities. St. Louis is doing its part, as we always do when it comes to our fan base. We're second to none when it comes to supporting teams. We really are, and we've really gotten behind the Battlehawks. Sunday coming up at 5 o'clock. So we'll see where that goes. Anyway, once again, coming up also on the show today here, real quick, got a really cool thing with Dylan Holloway. Became such a popular St. Louis Blue this year about a dog contest. When the game 1 of the NHL Finals starts tomorrow night, you can vote for his dog. We'll explain all of that. How about the best golf courses in the state of Missouri and how many of them in the St. Louis area jump into play? Love this, especially if you had a chance to get out and play some of these courses or not. Also talking about Gateway Production Studios. A lot of people asking me about that. What's happening? They're open. What is Gateway? We'll explain that. It's this monstrosity in the Chesterfield Valley. It's getting close to being finished. So we'll get into all those things, plus whatever you guys want to talk about as well. This is Arch City Now with Vic Faust, Pro Joe alongside, running the boards, taking care of us. You can watch us on YouTube, Info Lou. You can watch us YouTube, Arch City Now. We'll be back with more right after this. Hey guys, welcome back in. It is Tuesday, June 3rd. Vic Faust here, Projo alongside. Glad you're with us today here. We are the Lou Information Station, live and on demand at louinfo.com. We are Arch City Now. Projo alongside as well. You'll hear from him every now and then as well. You can watch us right now on YouTube at Arch City Now. You can also watch us live on YouTube at Info Lou, or Lou Info, excuse me. I was saying Info Lou. Holy moly, we'll get that going on. You can also watch us. We are streaming on X as well. Glad you guys are there as well today. Okay, from the chat line, we love it when you guys jump in. The way Projo and I do our shows is we love interaction. We love it when you guys get involved and let us know what's happening, because this show is about St. Louis, as we say. What's happening with you? What are people talking about? And it's hard for one person to say what everybody's talking about in St. Louis, because we all know there's so many damn communities. There's so many different things going on here, there, everywhere. That's why we'd like you guys to be the voice of the people to let us know how all this is working out. Tanya jumps in and says, guys, good morning. Let's go Battlehawks. We were talking about that before in the last break. They play in the semifinals on Sunday night at 5 p.m. at the Dome. Make that loud, make it proud, and of course, take on the DC. The Defenders. Want to beat them and move on to the championship. By the way, you guys probably already know, but the championship game will be played in the Dome, whether it's the Battlehawks or not. So let's hope that it's the Battlehawks from that standpoint. You guys can also keep us posted on, stories that you'd like to see, stories that you want to talk about. You want to join us live, you can join us live as well. We'll let you do and let you figure out how that situation goes. But okay, Bill Eigel, he will be on at 7:30. We'll talk about the Chiefs and the Royals. Should they get taxpayer money to help them pay for their $1.5 billion stadium? Royals, we'll get into all that, but that's coming up at 7:30. You won't want to miss Bill Eigel from that standpoint. He's also running for St. Charles County Executive, and had a very good showing when it came for governor. Finished a solid second. Shocking Mr. Ashcroft, and not too far behind Mike Kehoe. So we'll get into that coming up. Okay. Another thing that I wanted to get out earlier this morning, have you guys heard about, and did you get my pictures, Joe? Did you see that come through? I don't know what was happening with
I don't know what's going on with our email, but
right.
It's not coming.
All right. Probably didn't pay the bill, but all right, we'll see. Also from the chat line, this site can go live on Instagram too. I'll be listening on the beach. I didn't think we were on Instagram yet live, are we?
Not yet. Yeah, not yet.
No, I don't think you did it.
No, I haven't.
Not yet.
Not
okay.
yet.
Yeah, but we got a lot of those things coming up. We're just starting getting things moving, shaking from that standpoint. Well, here's what I was going to do. Projo, if you can find the Gateway Studios pictures to pop up from a website from the Gateway production, that would be great, because I was going to talk about them now. I wanted to pop this forward because if you have driven on Highway 40 and you're heading out west, let's say you're, in the Chesterfield Valley, there is a massive building it's being constructed for quite some time. And you may not know about it, or you may know about it, but it could bring huge, and I mean huge, economic impact to our area, and also just a pride thing as well. It's called Gateway Studios and Production Services, and they've officially opened their doors. Their complex is open in the Chesterfield Valley. You see it if you're driving west on Highway 40 through the Chesterfield Valley. If you're coming from west in the St. Charles area east into the city, you would see it on your right-hand side. So anyway, that's what's happening. What's up, Projo? I love it. We're very, very organic.
Equipment is just going haywire right now. We're frozen. We're still on, but we're frozen.
All right. So what we've got going on with Gateway is the fact that this facility, there was only one like it in America. And what do you do at this place at Gateway is their concert studios. Bands need a place to practice before they go out on tour. This facility will have five studios that they're going to be able to use. So those 5 studios for different size venues, smaller, medium, when you get larger, the biggest capacity. So Gateway finally put this together. I mean, literally a 32-acre facility at 900 Spirit of St. Louis Airport Road. So bands, I mean, complex touring productions, television, film projects, high-end corporate events, all taking place in the Chesterfield Valley. I talked with CEO Trey Kerr. He did say in a press release as well, but he's going to be joining us. He's touring this week as well. He works with other professional bands already. He says that their facility reflects that vision, purpose, built, flexible, and ready to meet the demands of any production. Since operating, clients and productions have begun using Gateway Studios features, which include rehearsal and staging, on-site support services, technical infrastructure, and production support. I mean, it's really a cool deal. And it's a gift to St. Louis that they decided to do it here. It could have been built in Louisville. It could have been built in Nashville. It could have been built
Can you hear us, Dave? Okay, he says we're coming back.
Hey guys, welcome back into the show talking about Gateway Studios and Production Services. They've officially opened their studio complex in Chesterfield. And from that standpoint, it's a massive structure. Many bands will be coming into the St. Louis area, staying here, bringing their touring teams, and they're massive. Many of them massive. Also bring a lot of star power into the area, into the Chesterfield Valley. So we'll see where it goes. It's definitely going to bring money. It's going to bring more excitement into the St. Louis area. It's something that we can feel proud about. I know a lot of people have talked about it. If they've seen the facility, I actually had 2 or 3 different people say, yeah, do you have a contact over there? I'd love to get in contact with them. They've got TV production going on there. They have music production going on there, of course, the corporate events. So we'll continue to do that. I do know Trey Kerr. He is the general manager. He's the guy that's built it. He is putting it together. A lot of really good people involved in that project as well. And yeah, it's our neighbor. So we're just grateful to see that there. And St. Louis got this. I was talking about this before we went to break. This could have been built in Louisville. It could have been built in Nashville, Indianapolis, Chicago. The owners decided to give it back to St. Louis as a gift, which is fantastic. And I love to see that because, we need things here. And I'm glad that we have it. And I've been told, and we'll have to make sure that it's an honor to the music that was here. It's an honor to the music that's been here in the past, and now we'll get it back in the St. Louis area. So check it out. If you're driving on Highway 40 now, you know what that big gray and brown building is. I've also heard there's some rumors of a hotel that could be coming too. Luxury hotel right on the same grounds, open to the public, which would be really nice as well. So they really did a good job getting that thing back up and running. And we're glad there. Hey, by the way, you can watch us today on YouTube. Arch City Now on YouTube. You can also watch us at YouTube at InfoLou. You can watch us at InfoLou. You can also, we're streaming on X right now as well. Arch City Now. It takes a little time before we can stream on Facebook and TikTok. These are all places that our shows have streamed on in the past. We're working through that. Things have changed. Projo told us earlier, if you weren't here, now it takes a little bit of time. Yeah, they have, oh, you got to wait 60 days and whatever. So we'll see where that goes. But the good news, Gateway Production Studios, we'll have Trey Kerr coming on in the days, maybe weeks in advance, coming up to talk about more. Want to get inside there. We'll be bringing you video as well of different things throughout the area. And that's how we use this podcast for people who are watching. You can go and see it. If you're listening to us today, strictly listening, you can go to our sites. We'll upload those shows. All of our content, our library will be there. So thank you for getting up with us. And one other thing about this, since it is your show, the people of St. Louis, all things St. Louis, where we can dive into topics more, get your opinion, and you guys jump in and tell us what you like, what you don't like, is please like, subscribe, share the show. Let people know what we have going on. And it's not just us. As we said yesterday, a fantastic show comes up at 8. Hot Take Central 2.0, Jim Hayes, Cam Jansen. They came out of the gate swinging hard yesterday. Loved it. Terrific show. So they take you to 10 o'clock as well. And there's programming, damn good programming all throughout the day that you can watch here when it comes to the Lou Information Station live and on demand at infolou.com. I'm Vic Faust. We are Arch City Now. We kick things off every morning, 6 to 8 a.m. Love to watch the sunrise. Projo and I love these mornings, and we love you guys jumping in. Yes, we're on YouTube as well, guys. Thank you for letting us know if there's anything you want to talk about today. Anything coming up, let us know. We don't know everything. We try to, but we don't. 7:30, you've got politician Bill Eigel coming on to talk about, he is steadfast against any tax dollars in the state of Missouri going to pay for the Chiefs and Royals' new stadium to keep them in the state. How do St. Louis people feel about that? He'll be joining us live at 7:30. Just talking about the Gateway Production Studios. Have you ever wondered, I was reading through, has anybody ever known somebody who's won the lottery? Have you ever known anybody?
No.
I did. I met a woman. She won the lottery when I was in Michigan, or her ex-husband did. He won the lottery. I mean, it was like a $15 million lottery or something like that. Well, here's what happened. Not only, louinfo.com, guys, louinfo.com. What the hell is wrong with me? Louinfo.com, louinfo.com. Projo, you're supposed to help me and correct me, man.
Hey, man, I put it in private chat. Lou Info.
You did?
I did.
I hope you did. I didn't see it.
Yeah,
Okay.
sorry.
LouInfo.com. Check us out. That's the website. All kinds of things going on there as well. Okay. So this guy wins the lottery. He tries to hide it when he's going through a divorce with this woman. Judge finds
I don't
out.
blame him.
Judge, no. You can't do that. That's illegal.
Right.
Can't do that. Not in judge. Judge will be like, oh, really? Did you now? I guess we will go ahead and, oh my God. I knew I was going to get a cheese ball comment, and it's sweet. I won the lottery because I got my awesome wife. I love it. That's awesome. You did, sir. You did, Greg. But he tried to hide the money. Judge found out, gave her half, and he had to pay for all the cost of everything that was going on. So that's the only person I've ever known that's won a lottery. But I've always wondered, and I'll buy a ticket here and there. Do you ever buy a ticket, or are you against it?
Oh, I have. I do occasionally, not often.
Well, a man won $174,000 after purchasing a lottery ticket in South St. Louis. He literally stopped for snacks, said, yeah, it's not like he was going there, because we know there are people, especially in the St. Louis area, when you get in line, if you see somebody with the orange tickets in your hand, find another line, or, make plans, get a meal. I mean, you might as well start eating whatever it is and drinking whatever it is you have in your hands at that time, because you're going to be there for a while. Make new plans. Anyway, decides to buy a ticket. And what do you know? He ended up winning $174,000. The winning ticket was purchased on May 5th during the stop at the Schnucks in South St. Louis in the 5,000 block of Arsenal. Congrats to him. If you care, the winning numbers were 7, 13, 19, 28, and 39. He literally says, quote, I was on my way to a ball game. I stopped for a bag of peanuts, picked up a couple of quick pick tickets. Booyah! The next morning, the man checked the tickets. He was surprised to discover that he had won the jackpot. To make sure he was looking at the ticket correctly, the man took it to his wife in the kitchen to double check. So the Show Me Cash is drawn every night at 9:00. By the way, if you didn't know it, that's what he won. That's $50,000 every day, and it grows until somebody wins the pot. So I was just curious. I saw that. We are about St. Louis. Congratulations to the man. Congratulations to somebody from South City winning. But I've just known one person. And by the way, that lottery for that woman, that helped change her life. That mom. I don't know whoever says, money doesn't make you happy. Yeah, I know. Sure. I get it. But
it sure does make things a lot easier.
It sure does make things a whole lot easier. Hey, guys, I'm Vic Faust. Drojo alongside. You're watching Arch City Now. Thanks for liking, subscribing, sharing the show. Let people know what's going on. You can watch us and view us on YouTube right now at Arch City Now. You can also watch us on YouTube at Lou Info. And then you can also watch us at LouInfo.com. LouInfo.com. We are the Lou Information Station, live and on demand at LouInfo.com. You've never seen a more angry person for winning $100 on a PB. I was one number away from the fifth ball for $100,000. Yeah, I've never gotten that close. Never. I wonder, do most people not even get that close?
I'm lucky to get one number.
No, they don't. Exactly. No, I hear it. I get it. I totally get it. Anyway, those are some of the things that happen. So thanks for jumping in from that standpoint. Okay, guys. When's our next break?
6:45.
Yeah, see, I disagree with this. Somebody just said more money, more problems. I disagree. I disagree.
I'd rather have the problems, I guess. Yeah.
Oh, I know. 6:45. Yeah, maybe I'll get this in here. All right, let's show the cute pictures. We'll go with it. All right, the St. Louis Blues had a terrific second part to their season. Shoulda, coulda, woulda, advanced further in the playoffs. We already know what happened there. But something is going on. The NHL Stanley Cup Finals start tomorrow night. St. Louis and Matthew Tkachuk. Yeah, I'll be rooting for the Florida Panthers because of Matthew Tkachuk. I like the Tkachuk family. They're going to be playing at Edmonton. But there's something really cool that's going to be going on during the telecast. And it's involving a guy who I think could have helped the St. Louis Blues, Dylan Holloway. was a massive cog in the wheel for the Blues, and we didn't maybe realize it until he got hurt and couldn't play the rest of the season. But as if Dylan Holloway wasn't a great player already for this team, look at his cute dog. We're talking about the St. Louis Blues. This would be the team mascot. I mean, it doesn't get any cuter than this. You can cheer on Dylan Holloway, by the way. Oh, and it's got its own card. This is a Husky Shepherd mix. I want this dog. It is a beautiful dog. It's 12 weeks old. Its weight, 6 to 8 pounds. That is it. The rescue from the Brandywine Valley SPCA. The team, of course, the Central Division, the St. Louis Blues, and of course, the position, like his daddy, forward. The fun fact, he plays saxophone in the Howlers Jazz Ensemble. You can leave that up, Projo, or toggle between the two pictures. But I wanted to let everybody know while I was showing this from Dylan Holloway. That's the fact that you can cheer on Dylan and all his adoptable friends in the 2025 Stanley Pup. It is the Stanley Pup. Stay with me on this. It's airing on True TV on June 6th at 4:30 p.m. Central and NHL Network on June 8th at 6 p.m. Central. So you can vote for who you think the coolest dog is. So you can check it out. The adoptable friends, the Stanley Pup. Dylan Holloway's dog is going to be competing. And the one thing that I was looking for is, did you see a name?
It just said Dylan Holloway. It was the same. It was, yeah.
Or is that the dog that they're associating with him? His adoptable friends? Maybe that's not his dog. I was like, what's the name of the dog? I mean, that is a beautiful dog. I love it, especially in the little Blues jersey.
It's got the puppy dog eyes.
Yes, he does. So anyway, once again, you can cheer on Dylan and his adoptable friends in the 2025 Stanley Pup. That is on True TV. That is June 6th at 4 p.m. June 6th. What is that? Friday? The 6th Friday? Yeah, yes. June 6th is the Friday. And then again on Sunday at 6 p.m. So, I don't know. Very cute. We'll see where all that goes. Thank you. Congratulations to Dylan Holloway. Did you get my picture last night of we love to promote St. Louis and all things St. Louis, and that's what we're doing on this show, of the female, the soccer player?
Yeah.
I just want to make sure we were all good, and we're all good pulling that stuff up.
That was the last one that I got, and nothing's came since. So.
Okay. Guys, we promote everything St. Louis, as you know. And I love this story because we're just trying to make you aware of who's out there, what's happening, and, some of the soccer stars out there, so to speak. Okay. This is Maddie DiMaria, and we'll leave that up. Saw this from the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. Ben Hockman did a really good article on her. She's 16. She's a Corey Jesus. She's a sophomore. And she just might be the best soccer player in the United States for the women's team. And she's a St. Louis girl. She's 16. She's 5'7". She's dominant. Last year as a freshman, she was named the Gatorade National Player of the Year. And she had 30 goals and 21 assists as a freshman and lead her team to state. This year, she has 39 goals and 18 assists, and her team, Correzu, plays 2 more games. They beat Ursuline 1-0 to advance to the state Final Four. The defending state champs are 20-1 this year. They'll play Nixa, who's 20-2, in the state semifinals at 4 p.m. this week at Worldwide Technology Soccer Park. Incidentally, in last year's state title game, when she was a freshman, Correzu won 3-0. DiMaria had 2 goals and an assist. This young superstar is certainly taking the country by storm. She is known by many people across the country, winning that award for the Gatorade National Soccer Player of the Year as a freshman. Her coach said in an article that I saw in her quote, "I remember the first game we had last year. So her first game on varsity as a freshman, obviously we liked what we saw in practice. but then you watched her in a game and whoa. And now it's like, what more can she possibly do? Yet she keeps getting better, stronger, creative, and it's not just coming to her easy. She's working for it. So we promote our own in St. Louis. Keep her name in your mind, Maddie DiMaria. She may be playing for Team USA here before too long. She certainly has size, speed. She's young. I mean, literally a sophomore. She may even not even be 16 yet. 16-year-old sophomore from Coriezu. Congratulations to her. We wish her the best of luck as they go into the Final Four this weekend as they play Nixa, also from the state of Missouri, clearly. So, Maddie DiMaria dominating. By the way, good morning to you, Robert. We appreciate you guys jumping in. Yeah, we were just showing Dylan Holloway's dog. Greg says each team puts up an adoptable puppy named after a team member from a fun standpoint. Oh, I like that. Yeah, I like that. So we've got an adoptable puppy after each team, that Dylan Holloway's dog. We'll keep you posted on how that all goes. But I just wanted to make sure that we gave proper respect to Maddie DiMaria. There's so much work that goes into that, especially in the soccer scene throughout St. Louis. We talk about St. Louis City SC. And what goes into this, the pressure that gets put on these young kids, both boys and girls. So this is Arch City Now. We'll be back right after this. You can watch us on YouTube once again at Lou Info, and you can watch us on YouTube at Arch City Now and X Arch City Now. Back with more of Arch City Now right after this.
Man, I don't know what happened with the computer though.
Hey guys, welcome back into the show. It is Tuesday, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, 6:48 a.m. June 3rd is our day. Glad you're with us today. Good morning to our people jumping in. Good morning to Greg and Robert and Ben. Thank you for taking some time to jump in with us today. As always, we love it when you guys jump in on the chat line. Let us know what's happening in your community. Let us know what you want us to talk about. What are people talking about throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area? As always, please like, subscribe, share the show, what we do, not only our show, but the rest of the shows. You can check that out at luinfo.com. Once again, luinfo.com. Check out the rundown 24/7 of everything St. Louis, a first of its kind situation that's happening throughout the St. Louis area. We are grateful to be a part of this. I'm Vic Faust, Projo alongside behind the scenes, and that's what you do. You can watch us clearly, as you know, on the website, luinfo.com. You can also watch us on YouTube right now and join in on the show. You can watch us on YouTube at Arch City Now. You can also watch us on YouTube at luinfo. We have other streaming platform services coming on X, Arch City Now. You can watch us there. Many people are there. Also, we'll have it Facebook, we'll have Instagram, we'll have TikTok. Those all take time. Unfortunately, I know a lot of people have different viewing pleasures. Some people like this, some people like that. Anyway, we're trying to reach you where you are the best that we possibly can every day, Monday through Friday. Also, by the way, if you like what we're doing, if you like the concept, once again, let people know. And if you're a business owner, if you know people, let us know, get involved. We reach a huge audience, and not only our show, but all the shows throughout the day. We also have an email, archcitynow@gmail.com. Once again, archcitynow@gmail.com. If you have ideas, you can let us know there. If you don't want to put it on the chat line, that is fine. And if you have ideas on advertising, if you want to get involved, if you think it might be something for you, let us know. We tailor packages, as you can hear from our ads, to a variety of businesses, reaching a variety of people. And we can certainly walk you through that process. And we would love to team with you from that standpoint as well. We are the Lou Information Station, live and on demand at luinfo.com. Okay, it is Tuesday. We were talking about the success of Matty DeMaria before the break. Dylan Holloway being chosen, and his dog, or at least a dog chosen in honor of Dylan Holloway, as the NHL Stanley Cup Finals get underway. We talk everything here. I mean, literally, in one break, we could be talking about music. We could be talking about food, bourbon, beer, you name it, entertainment, talking sports. You know, we don't get into the political side of things. It's all a positive thing about St. Louis. But at 7:30, Bill Eigel will be joining us, politician Bill Eigel, to talk about the situation regarding Missouri tax dollars going to pay for a Chiefs and Royals stadium. Obviously, it could be a controversial topic. I was talking to a Chiefs fan yesterday who was let's just say a business guy with money, and says, you know what? No, it shouldn't happen. And he's a Chiefs fan. So it is interesting. Do you lose money if you lose the Chiefs to Kansas? Are they really making that big of a deal throughout the state? Those sorts of things. We'll talk that over and see what's happening in the Missouri State Legislature with Bill Eigel coming up at 7:30 this morning. But I did like this, and I saw this come out yesterday. We've got a list, a golfing list. St. Louis is a golf town as well. We're a big sports town. We know that. And what I do love about that is the fact that golf is very important here. It's very popular here. Lots of people like to golf, but we also have a lot of places throughout the state that are considered to be really top-notch golf places. Well, Golf Digest recently named the best golf courses throughout Missouri. And according to them, the St. Louis area has 7 of the top 15 throughout the state. And that's pretty good, especially when you consider the Branson area, Ozarks, and there's some really good golfing there, Kansas City. So the quote was, the magazine, Golf Digest, highlighted the gateway city, noting it as where much of the history of the state is with golf. Well, of course. Here, I'll give you the ones from St. Louis, and I'll go down. And if you guys have something that you like to golf, you want to add, for whatever reason, go ahead. Some of these courses are not easy to get onto. They're not public. They're just considered to be the best golf courses in the state of Missouri. Number 15, how about Eureka checking in with Fox Run Golf Club? I love that place. Not turning this into a golf show, just letting you know what got there. I've been to Fox Run, did not play very well, but had an awesome time. Fox Run coming in at 15. The next St. Louis golf course coming in, according to Golf Digest, was number 11, Country Club of St. Albans, of course. Lewis and Clark in St. Albans, and it's a beautiful place. Very, very, very pristine. And of course, St. Albans needs to say no more. They come in at number 11. Thought they might have been higher on that list in the state, but then again, there's a lot of good golf around the state. The next St. Louis area club checking in, that was the Lewis and Clark in St. Albans. Number 9 is Country Club of St. Albans, the Tavern Creek in St. Albans. So you had the two situations there. Now we move down to number 5, Golf Digest. According to Golf Digest, number 5 on the list is Boone Valley Golf Club in Augusta. Haven't been out there, but I've heard nothing but amazing things about Boone Valley Golf Club. Number 4, thanks to some friends, I have played Old Warson Country Club in St. Louis. If I had the 6-figure money to join, I'd probably join Old Warson. I really like Old Warson. It's a really, really, really good place. Number 2 on the list. I wish we had some people guessing right now. I'm curious, the golf fans out there, because there's 2 golf courses left, number 2 and number 1. They're both in the St. Louis area. What's number 2? What's number 1? Number 2, Bellerive. Bellerive gets a lot of hype, obviously. And you can't really complain about Bellerive because, you've got championships being played at Bellerive. Haven't played there. Know lots of people there. Loved it. My son's prom was held at Bellerive a few years ago. From Chaminade, they did their prom over there. Just a great, great, great place. From the chat line, played the Normandy golf course, tough course, handicap didn't help. Yeah, trust me, I get that. And number 1 on the list, according to Golf Digest, is the St. Louis Country Club in St. Louis. An incredible place as well. I think it might be $150 to join. I think it is. Did somebody say more money, more problems? Yeah, more money, more country clubs.
More money, more golf.
More money, more golf. Anyway, I found it interesting. We talk sports here. We talk about things that are all St. Louis. Lots of people like to play golf. Just making sure that everybody understands what there was. And I'll tell you where some of these other ones were, and we won't spend more time on this unless somebody wanted to jump in and do that. We told you about Fox Run coming in at 15. 14, Highland Springs Country Club in Springfield. 13, Oakwood Country Club in Kansas City. 12, Branson Hills Golf Club. We told you 11 was St. Albans, Lewis and Clark. Number 10, I have played this club, Portachima in Sunrise Beach at the lake. It's a beautiful place. Nothing like playing a good summer day of golf with the lake in the background, that's for sure. Number 9 was the Country Club of St. Albans, Tavern Creek in St. Albans. Number 8, Big Cedar Lodge, Buffalo Ridge, Hollister. Number 7, Big Cedar Lodge, Paynes Valley and Hollister. Number 6, Dalhousie Golf Club in Cape Girardeau. Then, of course, 5 and 4 were St. Louis, Boone Valley, Old Warson. Number 3, Big Cedar Lodge, Ozarks National. And then, of course, we told you number 2 and number 1 were. So anyway, fun list there. If you guys wanted to add to that, you can certainly add to that on the chat line, on YouTube or X, where I told you guys you could be watching us for there. This is Arch City Now. I'm Vic Faust. Projo in the house. Projo, do you play golf at all? Do you ever get out and do that? I'm just curious.
I've played a couple of times. I go to the driving range, and I'm proud to say I've never lost a ball.
Are you really going for it? Are you really going for it?
I mean, why not?
Okay. All right. If you're going for it, I lose a lot. That's for sure. Best Lou Frisbee golf course? No, I haven't heard of that. If you know about any of the Frisbee golf, you let me know. Greg, I'm not even going to go there. Frisbee golf used to have a reputation. I won't say that because I don't want to upset anybody right now.
It's all right. I've had my meds.
Frisbee golf. People who played Frisbee golf also went and hung out with Joe. Let's just say that after the show. You guys went and got your meds together. Yeah. Hey, by the way, the Cardinals, we have people coming in and out of the show for 2 hours. Cardinals, we got a 9-game series, homestand in St. Louis tonight. Kansas City, the Royals in town for 3. We'll see how that goes, weather permitting. The Dodgers then come in for 3 games. That's great. Dodgers been playing in sunny California. Let's rain them out. Play in drizzle. Let's let them play. Let's go get 2 out of 3. Let's sweep the Dodgers. I'm very confident. We'll see where that goes. Obviously, the Blue Jays round out the series, 9 straight games at home. Cardinals sitting pretty decent, 19-8 in the month of May. Battlehawks this weekend, Sunday night, 5 o'clock. Sell out the dome, make it loud and proud, show the country what St. Louis football fans are all about, as we have been doing since the Battlehawks have been back. It's a home field advantage for the Battlehawks. It's an opportunity for St. Louis to beat the DC Defenders and then play in the championship. The championship game would then be playing. The other semifinal is the Michigan Panthers and the Birmingham Stallions. They'll play earlier in the day. They'll play at 2 o'clock. That game's on ABC. The Battlehawks will be on Fox 2. So you can watch the Battlehawks Sunday night if you're not at the game. And of course, the championship game would then follow the next week. Go Battlehawks. We'll see where all of that goes. And, all the wonderful news that's going on. Hey, somebody just wanted me to say, we talk about positive on the show, but it is interesting. You heard about the Uber driver getting shot the other night in the face. Uber driver getting shot in Columbia. He picked somebody up in North St. Louis. Prayers for him and his family. I've always wondered, being an Uber driver, because you never know what you're going to pick up. You never know what's going to happen. And it's not just St. Louis. It can be anywhere where crime happens. But I've never even had the slightest issue when it comes to a problem with an Uber driver. Ever. Have you?
I've been an Uber driver.
Yeah. I mean, have you been afraid? Have you been afraid of being an Uber driver?
There was some.
And by the way, that
times.
is the voice of Projo. He's refusing to put the camera on himself. He's become affectionately known as Wilson, and we'll get him on at some point in time. He's had some rough nights putting the show together.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, there's been sketchy times, but like, I don't know, for the most part, it was just good conversation.
Yeah. So you never had anybody. Well, people are going to be people. People are going to be jerks. I get that, but no issues. No.
Not really. I mean, other than people throwing up in your car.
Are there places that you wouldn't go to pick somebody up?
There were areas that I avoided. Yeah, for sure.
And I'm curious about this. If you're in an area that might be considered where there's crime or there has been crime, are those tolls higher? Are the price?
No, it's all the same.
It's all the same. You just decide where you're going to go and what you're not going to do.
Yep.
Okay. Well, this Uber driver allegedly was being robbed. So he tried to drive to a police station and then, ended up getting shot. I hate those stories. It happens. I mean, we'd all love life to be cookies and lemonade poolside, but it's not that way all the time. And, it's just those, I hate those stories because when you see it, it just makes St. Louis, it just gives us another it's another punch. It's another nick. It's another bruise, so to speak, from a national standpoint, when we know there's so many great things about this city. And I'm not saying that everything is perfect here, and it's not. And we do have our share of crime. But at the same point in time, there are a lot of things that have changed. And we know that it can get better, and it should get better in some certain areas. So anyway, just wanted to, bring some focus into that and just reminding ourselves, things can happen. Things are around the corner. You always want to make sure that, St. Louis is still a good place despite that getting out there, and definitely praying for that family. Something else that came up that I have a friend. He used to work at Boeing, and super, super smart guy. Had top security clearance level. He still wouldn't tell me anything. That's how lipped up this guy was. Of course, he got a nice severance as he was leaving to go to another job. But St. Louis literally is headquarters now for something that could save America. Boeing's expanded their footprint with $1 billion expansion. And people may not have known about it, but it is something that business leaders in this community know about. Our military, our Department of Defense certainly knows about it. Somehow been under the radar. My friend Andy Banker over at Fox 2 did a story on this. The buildings are known as Buildings 1 and 2. And, over at St. Louis, Allison Balderrama, a Boeing historian, said that, St. Louis has kind of earned the nickname as Fighterland USA. And this is very important, not only to our country, but for St. Louis, because over 60 years, we had those buildings and they've built over 10,000 aircraft right in our backyard in St. Louis. Is it a big deal? Yeah, you better believe it's a big deal. A lot of people employed, a lot of money coming through from that standpoint as well. Just getting that out there, talking about Boeing's $1.8 billion expansion in St. Louis. So I'm glad that we got that there. Maybe we'll pick it up more after the end of the break. We got a break coming up right now. You are watching and listening to Arch City Now. You can watch us on YouTube as well at Lou Info. You can also watch us at Arch City Now on YouTube and on X, Arch City Now. I'm Vic Faust, back with more right after this. Hey guys, welcome back into the show. 7:08 is the time on a Tuesday morning. It is June 3rd. This is Arch City Now. I'm Vic Faust. Producer Joe alongside Pro Joe, as he is affectionately known as here as well. Of course, you can watch us and or watching us on X at Arch City Now. You can also watch us on YouTube at Arch City Now. You can also watch us on YouTube at Lou Info. We are the Lou Information Station. We're live and on demand at louinfo.com. Check out the website, check out the shows. So many shows that are involved in this as a 24/7 network. And we said it before, if you have a show, if you're looking to do something, let us know. The boss, Dave Green, at some point he'll check you out. We'll see if it makes sense. Just get in contact with us. If you have emails, you can email us at archcitynow@gmail.com. Once again, archcitynow@gmail.com. This show is all about St. Louis, what people are talking about in St. Louis, what you want to see, what you hear, what you think people should know about. Let us know. Jump in on the chat line. Keep us posted on everything that's happening. That's where you can follow us right now. Obviously on YouTube, as we were telling you about on X. In time and days and weeks to come, we'll also be streaming live on Facebook for you to watch, streaming live on TikTok as well, and maybe Instagram. But we are posting those shows so people can check them out as well. We want your content. We need your content from wherever you are throughout the entire St. Louis metropolitan area. That also includes the Illinois side as well. Jump in, let us know what's going on, keep us posted to make sure that we're not missing anything at all. We are and want to be the Lou Information Station, and we just are out of the gates yesterday. By the way, coming up at 8 o'clock from 8 to 10, just a fantastic show, great chemistry. They came out of the gates yesterday, top notch, very, very good show. It's Hot Take Central 2.0 with Jim Hayes and Cam Jansen. Check them out. Very, very good show. And then, of course, the daily rundown of all the shows that are coming up throughout the day, you can check out at louinfo.com. Once again, that is louinfo.com. And when you do check us out on YouTube, please jump in on the chat line. Let us know what's going on. We like to talk with you guys from that standpoint. The first hour, we covered a lot already. We talked about it before going to break. Bill Eigel coming up at 7:30 to talk about what's happening at the state legislature, special session called by Governor Mike Kehoe to decide on if state tax dollars are going to go towards helping keep the Chiefs and Royals in the state of Missouri. We'll get to that as well. Greg wanted everybody to know, we don't say it. You can always listen at 590 AM, KLIS. We don't even say that very often. We just let people know. People know where they're going to go listen to us from that standpoint. But I did want to take this time. Projo, I heard, I don't know, maybe 10, 11 people yesterday, and we didn't even really promote it because we didn't know how the first show was going to look. That said, wow, awesome. Sounded good. Looked good. We know that show's going to get better. Glad you guys are teamed up now with 590. Love the fact that you have this 24/7 podcast aspect to this, where we can not only see you, we can watch you, and so many shows. And the one thing that I heard from 3 different people is you really don't get something like this in the St. Louis area. The concept of diving into subjects, giving people a platform, talking about what's happening with the entertainment value that we try to bring to this from the standpoint of everything St. Louis. This, that, and I haven't said anything yet, but I may have ran into maybe not a possible co-host, but fill in as well yesterday at a gas station in Chesterfield. Go figure.
Can we announce?
No,
okay.
not yet. No. We'll see where it goes from that standpoint. But this show will have guests. We will have people who come in and fill in from that standpoint. People who know our show in the past, rocker Eric Johnson, a woman who really does my former co-host, another show, Megan Marie Moret. She does a phenomenal job. She'll be coming in. She's obviously very busy. People are asking, oh, is she going to be coming in? I was like, no, Megan is doing a lot of work with trafficking and the battle against that. Her show last week, or the work that she was doing, was focused on Fox News last week. Really just, for lack of a better term, proud of the work that she's doing as well. But lots coming to the show, and we want you guys to be a part of that as well. So thank you for doing that. Bill Eigel, obviously, as we said, coming up at 7:30. So far in the first hour of the show, we talked about a lottery winner from the St. Louis, Missouri area. You never know. You never know. I guess I'm not trying to promote the lottery. I'm just saying somebody's got a lotto. Somebody's got to win. Might as well be you. Dylan Holloway dog contest. coming up Friday and Sunday at True TV. The Stanley Pup, they elected Dylan Holloway to represent a pup to promote rescue. And if you have a rescue dog, you know the joys that can come along with that as well. There it is. Oh, Pro Joe popping up Dylan, the dog representing Dylan Holloway. That's a shepherd mix. And what other mix? Do you remember what that is?
Husky.
Husky, such a beautiful dog. Love it, love it, love it. Some of the best golf courses, according to Golf Digest, in the state of Missouri. Top one was St. Louis Country Club. Number 2 was Belle Reve. No surprise there. Also, one of the best soccer players in the entire country from a female standpoint. Who knows? She may be a star on Team USA in a short order. She's only a sophomore, 16-year-old Maria it's Maddie Di Maria. There she is from Coriezu. She's they won a state title last year as a freshman. She is now trying to lead them in to another state title. She's in the Final Four, Coriezu, from that standpoint. The show is all St. Louis, which is why we were focusing on that as well. Gateway Studios and Production. They are now officially open in the Chesterfield Valley, where they welcome in concerts, people, bands, big bands, small bands, big venues, 5 studios to meet the needs of bands where they go practice and get their tour ready before they go out on tour. And there was only one of these facilities in the country before they built this one. So allegedly, they have people who are lined up already. That's going to be coming into St. Louis. Economic growth, also just a very positive thing for St. Louis. Glad that it was chosen to be built in the St. Louis area. Talked about the Cardinals beginning a 9-game homestand tonight. Royals, Dodgers, Blue Jays will be in town. The Battlehawks this Sunday playing in their version of the semifinals for their championship. That's coming up as well. Anything else that you guys wanted to jump in, let us know about. I wanted to finish up the story that we were talking about before we went to break. And it is interesting because from the chat line, we were told the new plane, the next gen F-47, also being made in the new buildings at Boeing, buildings 1 and 2. It was a $1.8 billion project. This is huge for St. Louis. Had we not had that, what would happen if Boeing went away? I mean, just think of the jobs lost and the amount of money, the income that's being brought there. And I do appreciate listener Greg, who brings this up. Boeing started with the F-1 fighter back in 1946. Once again, going all the way back to 1946. It is amazing the amount of planes and things and manufacturing that's been produced in St. Louis, especially at Boeing, which I just think is fantastic. And I wanted to make sure that people knew about that, what's happening in the St. Louis area, because it is something that we don't want to lose. So anyway, Fireland USA, Boeing has landed the reported $20 billion contract to build that next gen fighter, the F-47 that we were just talking about. And by the way, the goal is to deliver that first aircraft by 2030. And yeah, as you might expect, A leads to B leads to C. The deal's expecting to bring thousands of new jobs to St. Louis through but a specific number has not been revealed yet. So congratulations for good news for St. Louis. We need that. Glad that we have that here as well, because we want the good here in St. Louis. MC Boeing Brett, that's what you are. Okay. Hey, by the way, we wanted to let you guys know, you can always jump in on the chat line as well. Let us know if there's something going on in your neighborhood, what people should be talking about, what you're wondering about, anything from that standpoint. We appreciate that. Truck driver Todd jumps in, says, sounding good on 590 as I'm making local stops. We appreciate it, Todd. Thanks for listening to us now and throughout the day as well, as we continue to try to bring the local stories to St. Louis and the information that's out there. So you guys make the show. We can sit up here. We can do interviews. We'd like to do that. But we also like you guys to get involved if you can. You can jump in on the chat line on YouTube. We're grateful for that. Also, if you guys have those ideas, the station is about you. Everything is about you. You tell us what's happening. And of course, we told you YouTube and X is where you can watch us right now. And of course, we'll continue to add opportunities for you to jump in as well. It is June 3rd. It's 7:18 right now. One of the other things that happened earlier in the hour, a St. Louis man, people are going to win lotteries. If you've ever known anybody that's won a lottery, I want to hear about it. And I want to hear if it changed their life, how good, bad, and different. Let us know from that standpoint. Coming up in about 10 minutes, we've got Bill Eigel to talk about this Chiefs deal, this Royals deal. Does it piss St. Louis people off that this is being debated? Money possibly going to keep those two in the state of Missouri. Is it good, bad, indifferent? We'll see. You're listening to Arch City Now with Vic Faust. We will continue to bring you these stories as we possibly get, as many stories as we can. We're on 2 hours every day. We have lots of time. We start at 6 o'clock. And if you're listening to the show, sometimes we'll repeat some of those things in the second hour just to make sure people understand what we hit in the first hour. We understand people come, they go, but we're just grateful as you come in. But please like, subscribe, share the show. Let people know what we're doing. Let them know what's happening. We love this power morning. I call it the AM Power Hour. We go for 2 hours from 6 to 8. From 8 to 10, you've got Jim Hayes, Cam Jansen, some of the great interviews that they're bringing in, what they've had from that standpoint. Watch us on YouTube and X right now. And of course, we'll be back with more from that standpoint. If you have ideas, just jump in on the chat line. This is Arch City Now with Vic Faust. We'll take a quick break and come back with Bill Eigel. Hey guys, welcome back to the show. We appreciate you joining us this morning. This is Arch City Now with Vic Faust, Projo in the house, taking care of some things here right now, making sure our guest comes into the studio from that standpoint. Projo, I was curious, you could help me out from this standpoint as well. Can you foresee things coming on this show? What got you excited about doing the show when it came to the situation of, doing what we're doing, producing the kind of content that we are?
Just actually being a part of a network, being not doing politics. That's a huge part of it.
Yeah, I guess so. After we,
Yeah.
I get it. I totally get it. So, No, I'm glad that you're with us from that standpoint as well. Okay, had to make sure we do things on the run sometimes. We're here with you guys. Oh, we got an next break. Okay, 7:40. We'll keep them from that standpoint. Bill Eigel in about 5-6 minutes, guys. Appreciate you back with us. Arch City Now, Vic Faust here. Projo was the voice you just heard. He is our producer. You can always jump in on the chat line and let us know what's happening in your neck of the woods. I just got a text. Somebody wanted me to ask. They literally said, because we were talking about the subject of the Chiefs and Royals getting taxpayer dollars and so forth, said, when's gambling going to be legal in the state? It's interesting, guys. I just went back to look at this. Sports betting it's actually legal now, but there are no sports books in Missouri right now. I mean, obviously, as you know, the nearest place to bet is Kansas, Illinois. A lot of people cross the border, go into Illinois and place their bets. Now, the legal sports books, the latest date that they can launch is December 1st of this year. And the Missouri Gaming Commission is in charge of this. So that's the latest date, according to law, that it will happen is December 1st. That's probably when it's going to happen. There was some news this spring. The Missouri Gaming Commission tried to speed up the process. They said there was an emergency legislative powers aiming for the launch by June of 2025. But that's when Secretary of State Denny Hoskins rejected the proposition, stating that the MGC's claims did not meet the criteria for what constitutes an emergency in the state. So, DFS Pick'em and social sports books are currently legal in Missouri, and they're offering some contests now. But by the way, currently up to 21 operators do have the opportunity to launch in the state. So it will be interesting when all of that comes to play. May 27th, the Century Casino selected BetMGM as its Missouri sports betting partner. So that's something that's there as well. So anyway, that's the latest thing that's happened. December 1st is what it looks like. December 1st for sports betting, gaming when it comes to the state of Missouri. And it was overwhelming. I mean, it won pretty big. So I'm for it. I'll tell you right now, I'm for it. And we'll see. I mean, some people like it, some people don't. And I'm just grateful that we do have it. And I know a lot of people won't have to drive to Illinois anymore. And all right, everybody will go from there. Okay. I wanted to set the stage here. Here we go. We were talking about it earlier. Like, subscribe, share our show. You can jump in. Please subscribe and let people know what we're doing here on Arch City Now. On YouTube, of course, where you can watch us at Arch City Now and Lou Info. And of course, we're streaming on X. The Chiefs and the Royals funding has taken center stage as the Missouri special session is getting underway. And by the way, just let me know, Projo, interrupt me and let me know when our guest comes in, Bill Eigel, to talk about this. It was a hot topic at the Missouri State Capitol yesterday. Governor Mike Keogh announced a special session last week. So the legislature wrapped up its work without giving any sort of final approval to a late developing plan that would authorize state bonds for the Chiefs and Royals valued at up to half the cost of the stadium projects. I repeat, state bonds that would pay for half the value, half the cost of the stadium projects. Bonds, that's from Missouri money. So clearly, Missouri officials are scrambling to come up with an offer because Kansas lawmakers last year, they've already authorized bonds in Kansas for up to 70% of the cost of the new stadiums. 70%. Paying them off over 30 years with revenues from sports betting, Kansas lottery ticket sales, and new sales and alcohol taxes. So, I mean, it's a tough one. I mean, the governor is talking about how much money, and we'll get into this coming up with Bill Eigel, how much money that the Chiefs and Royals allegedly bring to the state. Also, how many jobs this is supplied for people in the state working with those teams. But then, of course, it's like, wait a second, if you're not near Kansas City, is this something that you even get interested in? Or do you care? Do you want your money going towards something like this? Yeah, it's something that you're going to have to think about and decide. I mean, on the outside, if you're not a Chiefs fan, if you're not a Royals fan, you're like, it's easy to say, no, hell no. No, I don't want my money going there. But then on the flip side of that, is it hurting the state of Missouri if we don't have them? Does it help the state of Missouri having them here? These are the situations that are going to have to be decided. We're waiting to hear what's happening from that standpoint. I mean, when you talk about this, the governor's office says that the Chiefs contribute $575 million annually in economic value. And I'll have to ask Bill about that. And more than 4,500 jobs in Jackson County alone, bringing the state nearly $30 million in annual tax revenue. Joe, don't just what do you think?
I'm sorry, I was distracted. I'm doing stuff.
I thought you were like,
no. Yeah.
I thought you were like, damn.
No, sorry.
Hell no, I don't want the Chiefs getting money from that standpoint. No, I don't want that money.
Yeah, I mean, I think that we could do better things with it.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, we'll get some of those examples to see what we have. But so torn. I'm torn from that standpoint. If you guys have a comment on that, of course, you can jump in on the chat line and let us know what you feel, what you think, where you can go to do that. YouTube, Arch City Now, YouTube, Lou Info. And of course, you can check us out on our website, louinfo.com, louinfo.com. We have all of those things that are happening as well. Here at Arch City Now, we're taking you every morning from 6 to 8 a.m., ready to rock and roll with whatever you guys want to talk about as well. Okay. It's interesting because you have politicians and that ballpark district for the Royals is also expected to support about 8,400 jobs and generate $1.2 billion in economic output annually. Now, those numbers, obviously, those are what they guesstimate, but is it real? Is it not? I know one politician who is not for this, and we've been talking about him on the show now. We welcome into the show Bill Eigel. Bill, obviously, I haven't had a chance to talk to you publicly since you had such a great showing in the gubernatorial election. I know you're not happy with the second place finish. You wanted to win, but my gosh, you shocked a lot of people by the support that you had in the state. No doubt about that. And you've never been somebody who runs away from any sort of controversial topic. That's for sure. We appreciate you joining us this morning. Can you get us caught up to speed on what is happening with this special session regarding the Chiefs and the Royals?
Yeah, sure. So first of all, Vic, thanks for having me this morning. It's great to be here. Beautiful day here in Missouri, and the special session started yesterday, and our governor is trying to give away about $1.5 billion of our tax dollars to build the Royals and the Chiefs a new stadium. And as you might imagine, it's a very incredibly unpopular idea with the public, and there's really no evidence whatsoever that these type of public stadium corporate welfare deals are good at all for the economy and really a good return on investment for taxpayers. So I've been opposed to this type of corporate welfare for longer than I've been in politics. And we got to keep in mind that, giving a big company or a larger company special treatment under the tax code simply because they're larger than other small businesses around the state that's not how liberty works. And when you're giving certain benefits to someone, somebody else is going to have to make up the difference that special tax treatment you got. And that's where you and I come in, because for every free dollar that goes to the Chiefs and Royals, every other taxpayer in the state's going to have to make up that difference. So it's something I've been opposed for. And quite frankly, I'm hoping that the conservative forces down in Jefferson City will find a way to push back on this.
We were talking with Bill Eigel from that standpoint. Bill, we had some technical problems from that standpoint. I'm waiting to hear from my producer what to do right now. I'm kind of caught out there right now, kind of like some of those politicians in Missouri going, we're caught from that standpoint.
Yeah.
I am waiting.
We're having technical difficulties, and for some reason they can't hear Bill.
Oh, they can't hear Bill.
Yeah, we had a issue with the computer earlier, so we might.
Well, let me ask you this. What do you want me to do? Are we in break? Are we on? Or are we?
We are. No, we're on break on it, but we're streaming still. So everybody.
So we're streaming. Okay.
But I think that they can still hear the radio over the top of it.
Okay. So producer Joe, what do you want me to do from this standpoint, buddy?
I think we're not going to be. I don't know that we're going to be able to fix that issue of them not being able to hear him at the studio.
Okay, hey, Bill, let's let you off because you're busy. We'll get right back with you. Okay, I'll keep in contact with you on the phone. All right.
Sounds good. Thanks, man.
Thank you, Bill. I appreciate it. From that standpoint, we still have. So I'm assuming we're in break right now. From that standpoint,
Yeah.
are we on break on YouTube
Yeah.
and
No, but
everything?
we're going now.
Okay, well then, what am I supposed to do when we hear everything that's happening? Hey guys, welcome back into the show. We apologize for that technical difficulties when you start a new network. Unfortunately, people could see Bill, but they could not hear Bill. We needed to hear Bill, and he's a politician that you wanted to hear talk about this situation when it came to Kansas City. Hopefully, Projo and everybody else can figure out how to take care of that. We do apologize because I know we promoted that as our big guest. So we will do better. From that standpoint, $1.5 billion literally from the state. Obviously, Bill Eigel is against that from that standpoint, not thinking that we need to be doing that. There are other politicians who feel that we should be doing that when it comes to keeping them and what they said for the state. So anyway, we'll go. Am I supposed to do that now?
If he's available, and I'm getting the number for you right now.
How am I supposed to call? We're on air.
No, I'm saying that we'll have him call the studio. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, we'll have him call the studio, get Dave on. Yeah, as we're figuring all that stuff out. What am I supposed to do when I'm on air? I always believe in being organic. It is what it is. I'm talking with Projo to figure out what the hell to do. What should I do, buddy?
Yeah, that definitely throws a wrench in things, doesn't it?
What am I supposed to do, Projo? Because I am live on air talking to people. You tell me what I'm supposed to do.
I don't know, but I've got to try and get the number for you so you can forward it to Bill.
Well, here, let me do this for you, my friend.
It's here.
Here. I'm going to do you something. I'm going to send you his number. Okay.
Well, actually, he needs to call the studio, AM studio.
I need you to explain that to Bill, buddy. All right. So you can do this while I can talk to our people and get everything there. So I just sent you Bill's phone number. Bill, stand by. We appreciate you jumping in. It is such a huge topic. It's a big deal that's going on when it comes to the state. Bill gave us a great answer. We'll get it back in just a second when we have him on. I think you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. There's going to be people who are happy, or I shouldn't say happy, but feel like, yeah, we needed to keep the Chiefs and the Royals in Missouri and give 1.5 billion, if that is exactly the total that is happening. Also, there's going to be people who go, wait a second, like Bill Eigel saying, and we'll get him back on to talk about this. This is one of the dumbest things that we could do with state taxpayer funded money, especially for a sports team. Then you're starting to weigh the differences. Does this make sense? Does it not make sense? Yeah, the Chiefs are super damn popular. Do we want them in the state? Should we let Kansas take them over? The special session is going on right now. That's what we're trying to figure out. Obviously, there's a deadline that I was talking about earlier. from Kansas legislators that come with a deadline of June 30th. We're going to pay for bonds. We're authorizing bonds in the state of Kansas to bring the Royals and the Chiefs into the actual state line inside the border of Kansas. And we'll authorize bonds up to 70% of the cost of the new stadiums, paying them off over 30 years with revenues from sports betting, Kansas lottery ticket sales, and also new sales and alcohol taxes. So that's why the special session was called. It's June 3rd now. They've given him till June 30th to see what they can do to take care of, to figure out how are we going to make this work. Are they going to come to Kansas? Are they going to stay in Missouri? So right now it's one of those things where, yes. Does it affect the St. Louis area? Yeah. Is it something that's being talked about? Yeah. Because of state funds going towards that situation. Who knows? We'll see where it goes. Anyway, we're working to get him back on there. In the meantime, because we have people who come on and off the show. Obviously, you can watch us right now on YouTube at Arch City Now. You can also watch us on YouTube at Lou Info. We are streaming live on X as well. That is Arch City Now. You can jump in on our chat line via YouTube. If there's something in your neighborhood that you want to talk about, let us know. If there's something that we haven't talked about, please jump in, join the conversation. That's what we try to do here from that standpoint. Also, you can check out everything on the station that we have going on right now. LouInfo.com. Once again, LouInfo.com. We will do our best from that standpoint. Coming up in future days, we got Facebook, we got Instagram, we've got TikTok, other ways we'll stream for you to see what you can do. If you have emails that you want to send, any kind of information, let us know. archcitynow@gmail.com. Once again, archcitynow@gmail.com. We are also doing our best from that standpoint to make sure that we're bringing you the best that we can every morning. And from that standpoint, it is also from 8 to 10, you've got Jim Hayes, Cam Jansen, Hot Take Central 2.0. They came out of the gate strong yesterday with a fantastic show. That's what you're going to get from them, the context that they have, the experience they have when it comes to the broadcasting side. Tanya, not a fan of Mike Kehoe, calling him a loser. Tanya, big fan of Bill Eigel, clearly. Greg from the chat line says, I never paid attention to the left side Missouri sports. Yeah, Kansas City, that's for sure. And I know there's people throughout the St. Louis area that like the Chiefs, but you know what? This is a bigger deal when it comes to that, and it comes from the financial side. And that's why we have Bill Eigel in the studio today live talking about this whole situation. Bill, we just had you a moment ago talking about, if you could repeat when I asked you to get us caught up on what's happening with the Missouri State Legislature in this special session, because there were some people who couldn't hear what you were saying. All right, we're talking with Republican politician Bill Eigel, who had a strong showing in the gubernatorial election. You're running, of course, for St. Charles County Executive as well. What do you say to the standpoint that the governor's office says, Bill and other people who agree with you, the Chiefs contribute $575 million annually in economic value, and more than 4,500 jobs in Jackson County alone, bringing in nearly $30 million for the state in annual tax revenue. That could be gone. Wha- That's my point. I know they're not going anywhere. And that's my next question. Before I get to my next question, I just wanted to add what also the governor's office said in defense of Mike Keogh and his office. They did say that a new ballpark district for the Royals is expected to support 8,400 jobs and generate another 1.2 billion in economic output annually. Now, obviously, we just heard what you said about that from that standpoint. I'm curious, what if St. Louis was trying to keep teams and brought something like this to the table? What would happen? Okay, so just to wrap up, you think the Chiefs and Royals are staying in Missouri, right? Bill, are you Bill, do you like football? Are you a Chiefs fan? Listen, I'm not a huge Chiefs fan. I'm not a huge Chiefs fan, and I'm certainly not a Royals fan. I'm indifferent to the Chiefs. Can they send us some tickets for that maybe? If we had to do this? That's okay. Yeah, I mean, okay. Yeah, we try not to talk a lot of politics, but that's the best thing I've heard. Okay, we'll give you the money, but we're gonna have Stan Musial and Ozzie Smith and Albert Pujols pictures from Kansas City, by the way, all over your outfield wall. All right, dude, I love it, man. Okay, so when is the decision gonna come on this? Because I know I hear St. Louis people go, wait, what? I was talking with a Chiefs fan yesterday. He's like, no, we shouldn't give him the money. But at the same point in time, I'm trying to be respectful to every side when it comes to this because we are talking about sports and money. So when do you think a decision comes on this? Yeah, we'll see where that goes from that standpoint. Bill Eigel, I appreciate you taking time with us. Best of luck. I know as you put the efforts into running for St. Charles County Executive. I know it's a super popular position in a county that is growing fast, still one of the fastest growing counties in America. And we appreciate you taking some time today from that standpoint. You broke down the political side of things. It just whether it made sense for the state or not, it's hard for me to say I'm giving tax money to the freaking Kansas City Chiefs. I'm sorry. I'm an old football Cardinal guy. I'm a Ram guy, and I'm a Battlehawk guy. I'm still a little hurt of what the NFL did. So I'm sorry to Patrick Mahomes and there's a lot of Chief fans throughout the St. Louis area. There are, and you've got friends that are Chief fans. So it'll be interesting to see how this all works out. I don't think they're going anywhere, but at the same point, hey, here's an opportunity from our chat line. Todd says, where's Taylor Swift? Maybe she can pay for it. Her and Travis, it'll be Swifty, the Chief Swifty Stadium. Bill Eigel, thanks for joining us live today, my friend. Good luck with everything, and we'll catch back up with you later on. All right. Bill Eigel. Yeah, we're talking about St. Louis, and this is what people are talking about. It's a show about St. Louis, what's happening. All of a sudden, a special session was called by the governor yesterday. Missouri tax dollars and upwards of 1.5 billion in bonds over a period of time going to keep the Chiefs on the Missouri side of the border, on the west side of the state, not Kansas. I don't know. That's tough. Tough road to hoe, that's for sure. Although I do like Taylor Swift reference of paying that. We try to bring you those stories and things that are happening. We'll find out. I just think that the Chiefs aren't going anywhere. I think they'll stay on the Missouri side. I don't think they'll go to the Kansas City side or the Kansas side, but they'll be in the Kansas City area. You notice that when I did ask Bill if he thinks they'll stay in Missouri, he's like, I think they'll stay in Kansas City, Kansas, not Kansas City, Missouri, or vice versa. This is Arch City Now with Vic Faust, Projo behind the scenes, making sure we look and sound as good as we can. I know there were some issues, some people trying to figure out from a technical standpoint what's going on. All of this is a brand new undertaking. We apologize if there were people who could not hear everything from that standpoint, but our technical side will get better. I promise you that. And that's an example of what we give you in the mornings, these kinds of interviews when it comes to newsmakers. What are people talking about from a sports standpoint, positive standpoint, things from that standpoint. All right. Todd says, well, she may be tight on money. She's just shouted out over 300 million to get her music rights back. Yeah, congratulations to Taylor Swift on getting her music collection back. Before we get out of here today, too, just want to remind everybody what we were doing on the show. There are people who come in at different points of time. By the way, you can watch us. We're streaming on X at Arch City Now. You can also watch us on YouTube at Arch City Now. That's where you can make comments, join the show, let us know if there are topics, things going on in your communities that we can do a better job at covering to make sure that this show is all about you. You can also watch us on YouTube at Lou Info. And of course, please check out the website, louinfo.com, louinfo.com. It has all the information about all the shows that are all throughout our network 24/7. Just an enormous amount of very talented people with a variety of shows that are happening. And it's all about you. It's all about St. Louis. And we're grateful for you guys doing that. We are the Lou Information Station, live and on demand at louinfo.com. Monday through Friday, our show goes from 6 to 8. And coming up, following us, they came out swinging big time yesterday out of the gate. It is Hot Take Central 2.0 with Jim Hayes and Cam Jansen. You can watch and listen to them from 8 to 10 a.m. Todd says, great show, refreshing, no politics. Yeah, we were almost on that line. We were trying to cross over that line and stay back where we should be from that standpoint. I just wanted to do a wrap up really quick, things that we covered on the show today, giving shout outs from that standpoint. Supporting St. Louis, Maddie DeMaria, Coriezu, sophomore. She was named the Gatorade National Player of the Year last year. Ben Hockman did a terrific story on there in the Post-Dispatch about her possibly being the best female soccer player in our country. She is the future, and she's a St. Louisan, and she is playing in the state semifinals again this Friday over at Worldwide Technology Soccer Park against Nixa. There she is. Thank you, Projo, for popping that up. She's only 16, just kicking butt, taking names. She may be the star of Team USA in years to come. We talked about her. Also, the NHL doing a Stanley Cup, where they're promoting just going and taking care of rescue dogs if you can from that standpoint. This is the beautiful dog that they've associated with Dylan Holloway. They will be doing, voting on True TV. That will be before game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals tomorrow night. Of course, rooting for Florida Panthers because I'm a fan of Matthew Tkachuk. Easy enough said and done. Also, they will be, it's also, I guess, on the NHL Network. I guess that's Friday afternoon. They have voting for the most beautiful dog there as well. Gateway Studios production now officially open in the Chesterfield Valley. It is the monster concert venue where bands will come to set their tours up before they hit the road. They have 5 different concert venues, film production coming. They've got a luxury hotel coming in that area. They've really done a terrific job, the owners there. Trey Kerr will be joining us. He is actually traveling this week to tell us more about Gateway and the economic impact that it's bringing to the St. Louis area, how cool it is, what people are going to be involved with doing, and the types of bands that are going to be coming into the St. Louis metropolitan area. Just a really positive note for St. Louis that I know people were talking about, wondering when that was going to finish. We went through top golf courses ranked by Golf Digest in the state of Missouri. I think we had 7 of them in the St. Louis area. Number 1, St. Louis Country Club. Number 2, Belle Reeve. Top 10, you also had Old Warson, which is just phenomenal as well. There's so many damn good courses. You definitely get what your money is paying for. That's for sure. And you're paying a lot to be there as well. St. Louisan won the lottery. Said he just went in for, to get some peanuts. Oh, I'm going to buy a lottery ticket. So he won about $150,000 on a quick pick. Nice job for him. Cardinals getting ready to open a 9-game home series in St. Louis tonight. I know weather doesn't look that great for the week. Today might be the best day. Big series for the Cardinals, 9 games coming up. Obviously, we're talking about Kansas City the Chiefs, and the Royals. Go figure. The Royals. How about that timing in St. Louis for 3, then the Dodgers for 3, and of course the Blue Jays following that. Battlehawks, we promoted them as well, talked about what they have going on. Sunday, they have the semifinal game. Winner of that plays in the championship. That will be at the Dome at 5 p.m. Of course, they're opening more seats because Battlehawk fans rock. We're the best as they have. The rest of the league might not be doing a great job, but St. Louis doing their part as they always do from that standpoint. So there are more tickets coming opening. We'll be talking more about the Battlehawks coming up towards the end of the week. Also, I just want to remind everybody that we are the Lou Information Station live and on demand at luinfo.com. Once again, luinfo.com. Check out our website, luinfo.com. And then, of course, you can also send us any comments, ideas, story ideas on our email at archcitynow@gmail.com. Once again, that's archcitynow@gmail.com. We will be streaming on other platforms outside of X and YouTube in days and weeks to come. But we're grateful. We're 2 days in. We're grateful for you guys jumping in with the show. If you have ideas, just let us know. So for Pro Joe, I'm Vic Faust. You've been watching Arch City Now with Vic Faust. Coming up next is Hot Take Central 2.0 with Jim Hayes and Cam Jansen. Have a great day, everybody.